coming up.
Through the research that I've done myself last week, would indicate that 400 out of 4,000 dentists are signing up for the program in British Columbia. Does that indicate to you that there's a significant problem here, sir?
Does this disprove this Liberal government's claim of the carbon tax being revenue neutral?
There is no possible way you could claim the carbon tax is revenue neutral.
Some of your answers suggested that the associations were telling dentists not to sign up for this program. Can you tell the committee exactly which dental associations you spoke to that told the members not to sign up?
I didn't say that.
Okay, well, I think we'll have to check the record on that.
This guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
Dr. Allison, you talked a bit about the Canada Dental Care Program, which is going to cost Canadians billions of dollars, of course. How many Canadian children currently have access to provincial and/or territorial dental plans?
Well, it varies enormously across the provinces and territories. So I can say, for instance, in Quebec, where I work, children up to their 10th birthday have access to dental care. But across the other provinces, it varies a lot. So.
Thanks very much. Through you, Chair. It's PEI, Nunavut, Newfoundland, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and Yukon have children's programs. That being said, through you again, Chair, to you, Dr. Allison, do you know how many dentists have signed up for the Canadian Dental Care Program at the current time?
I don't know. I read in the media that it's approximately 5,000.
Thank you very much. And through you, Chair, specifically in Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and PEI, Dr. Allison, do you know those numbers at all?
I do not.
Thank you very much. And through you, Chair, that would be 8 out of 1,170 dentists. Are you aware of that number, sir?
I was not.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Through you, Chair, Dr. Allison, could you give any thoughts around why, sorry, sir, are you still a practicing dentist?
I am not.
Okay. Thanks for that. But could you give any thoughts, in spite of that fact that you're not practicing, as to why a dentist might not sign up for the Canadian Dental Care Program?
Well, I believe that it's a very large change in the dental care practice in the country, and dentists and dental hygienists and dentists have been used to dealing with private dental insurance primarily, and so now they're going to have to deal with the federal government through this. That's a very large change. It's a very large change in the way they're dealing with things. So I think anytime there's a significant change, any group of people are cautious. They want to know the details. So it's quite understandable that they're hesitant to sign up until they understand the details of the program fully.
Thank you very much for that. Through you, Chair, Dr. Allison, do you know how many dentists were consulted before the Canadian Dental Care Program was created?
I do not.
Thank you very much. That would be 0, actually. And through you, Chair, you talked a little bit about a new program, but does this not this new idea actually create a different relationship between the dentist and the patient? Primarily, sorry about that, interpreters. Primarily, we would expect that the relationship would be between a primary health provider, like a dentist, and the patient. My understanding from speaking to all the dental associations across this country is that now that relationship is between the dentist and the federal government. Do you understand that to be true as well, sir?
I don't understand that to be true. As far as I can understand, there's a relationship. There's always a three-way relationship. There's the patient, the dentist or the dental provider, and the insurance company, assuming there's an insurance company involved. Now, so now instead of the insurance company, there will be a government involved. So there is sometimes a third party involved in the situation.
Thank you very much. And through you, Chair, Dr. Allison, do you know how many, have you talked to any dentists about this program?
I have.
Yeah, and thank you very much. And through you, Chair, have you talked to them specifically about this change in relationship? Have any of them brought about that concern to you? Because they've brought it up to me.
They have not brought that concern to me, no.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. How much more time do I have left, Chair?
You have 2 and a bit minutes.
Oh, great, thank you. And through you, if I may, to you, Dr. Allison, again, do you know how many Canadians don't have access to a primary care provider in Canada?
Primary dental care provider?
No, primary health care provider, family doctor, let's say that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's 6.5 million Canadians. Yeah. When we look at this this idea that has come forward, and we hear, of course, a multitude of Canadian dentists who are refusing to sign up for this program. There's 26,500 dentists in Canada. The greatest number, through the research that I've done myself last week, would indicate that 400 out of 4,000 dentists are signing up for the program in British Columbia. Does that indicate to you that there's a significant problem here, sir?
It indicates that there's lots of people who are cautious to sign up, yes.
I'm sorry, sir, that wasn't exactly the question I asked, maybe I'll try again. Do you think there's a significant problem with the Canada Dental Care Program with dentists are not signing up for it?
So if they need to sign up with it, which apparently they do not need to sign up with it, then I don't see that it's a problem.
Thank you very much. And certainly there may be changes to come, but the changes have not happened. So I would appreciate that. I don't want to call your integrity into question. That's not what I'm doing. But suggesting that the things have changed when they have not yet to change, that's not entirely true, is it, sir?
Well, what I read in a communication that was sent out, but my understanding by Health Canada yesterday, indicated that dentists would no longer need to sign up for the program.
And thank you very much. And through you, Chair, sir, could you provide the date on which that is touted to happen?
Sorry, I don't understand.
The date on which the dentists will no longer have to sign up for this program?
I don't know.
I just wanted to clarify for the record, Newfoundland and Labrador, my province, does have a dental program for children, but it's certainly nowhere near the scope that is needed, so there's a huge gap there.
Thanks, Chair. Mr. Kelly, since I don't have much time, I'll appreciate some short answers. Just a dollar amount, how much have your members received in carbon tax rebates today after 5 years? I just need the dollar amount.
I think it's 31 million out of 2.5 billion that went back in the first little bit of this, but basically there's 2.6 billion sitting on the accounts in the government of Canada.
Does this disprove this Liberal government's claim of the carbon tax being revenue neutral?
There is no possible way you could claim the carbon tax is revenue neutral while the government of Canada sits on $2.5 billion that is owed to small business.
82% of small businesses are saying to scrap the carbon tax, axe the tax altogether. Will you advocate for those small businesses today and agree with them?
Well, they speak for themselves. My association brings their data forward to you. And today, you're absolutely right. 82% of small businesses across Canada, through our most recent member touch point, oppose the retail carbon tax as it exists today. I will add that was just a year ago, only about 52% that opposed the carbon tax. And one of the main reasons that small firms have grown in their opposition to the carbon tax is the fact that the government hasn't delivered on the rebates after promising it for 5 straight years.
So, Mr. Kelly, you represent many members. Are you saying that you won't advocate for that same thing?
I'm sorry. Sorry. Our member's position is right now get the
not your member's position. I mean your association's position. Do you?
Yeah. My association's position is my member's position.
I just wanted to make that clear.
I have no views other than them. And yes, but our member's position is, and mine is, a strong majority of small firms advocate to get rid of the retail carbon tax.
Thank you. I'll turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Ellis, now.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Chair. To you, Dr. Allison, back to the Canadian Dental Care Program. My colleague just mentioned that the customary fees are increased from 82 to 80%, representing 6% of the budget of perhaps $13 billion, which equates to $780 million more dollars for this botched program. Are you aware of the concept of balanced billing?
I am.
And would you suggest that margins are quite wide open in dentistry, or are they very tight margins in terms of costs for dentists are very high these days?
I'm not aware of that. I don't work in dental practice.
Oh, so you've never talked to any dentists about having difficulty paying their bills, or that their overhead might be 75% to 80% of their gross billings?
I have had conversations with dentists about their practice, yes, some of whom talk about how well it's going and others talk about how difficult it is.
So, sorry, are you well aware of the concept of balanced billing?
I am.
And balanced billing would be, what would that be in a few words?
It's when the provider asks the patient to pay the balance over the insurance or third-party payment.
So if I went out and you and I were in line at the coffee shop and I bought a coffee, it was $3.60, and I asked you for the other $3, that might be, or 60 cents even, if I'm being kind, that would be kind of the same type of idea, right?
I'm not sure I understood, I'm sorry.
Yeah, of course. That being said, I think the other thing to suggest is some of your answers suggested that the associations were telling dentists not to sign up for this program. Can you tell the committee exactly which dental associations you spoke to that told their members not to sign up?
I didn't say that.
Okay, well, I think we'll have to check the record on that.
Do you think that the provincial associations advising their dentists not to sign up for the program until more details are known, or until the fees are raised, or they don't have to join the program, which were their demands were met? Do you think that may be partially responsible for the lack of dentists signing up?
I can imagine it is, yes.
It was very clear that you answered in the affirmative when my colleague suggested to you that associations were telling dentists not to sign up for this program, which I believe is categorically untrue. So that being said, the concept of balanced billing would mean that the amount not covered by the plan would have to be funded by the patient. Is that correct, sir?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.